Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you an NFL Week 7 preview between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders. Now let's look at the Chiefs in this matchup, starting with the offensive side of the football. I'll look at what the Raiders do well. They can get after the quarterback. They can provide a lot of pressure. Here's what the Chiefs can do to combat that. You look at those big physical wide receivers they have in Dwayne Bowe and also Jonathan Baldwin, and even throw in Breston into the mix. These guys have a unique opportunity to win a lot of one-on-one matchups. The Raiders play a lot of man coverage. Those wide receivers of the Kansas City Chiefs are very physical, and they can also high point of football. So I'll look for these guys to attack the Raiders secondary vertically. There's going to be a lot of plays to be had down the field if they're given the opportunity. One thing I've noticed about Matt Castle throughout the last couple of games, let's say the last 2 games, he's become more fearless in the pocket. He's also become more decisive with his throws, which is why the Chiefs are able to have some success in throwing the football. Now you look at the running game. If they can continue to run the football with Jackie Battle and also McCluster and Thomas Jones, they can have some success, because the Raiders do give up some yards on the ground. So look for the Chiefs to try to test that this week. And you look at the defense. You're facing Kyle Bowler probably out there at quarterback. I would say unload on Bowler. One thing that Bowler does efficiently is get rid of the football quickly. The problem is he's not as accurate. So if you can get him to get rid of that football quickly, you could have some success. I don't think Kyle Bowler is the kind of guy that can facilitate the football throughout the receivers as Jason Campbell does. So that's a bit of an advantage for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they have to make sure they seal the edge in the run game. That's going to fall on the shoulders of Tom Lee and Justin Houston. Can't let McFadden bounce to the outside. Now you look at the Raiders in this matchup offensively. When you have a quarterback like Kyle Bowler in the mix, you have to protect him. So look for heavy carries from Bush and from McFadden, and I would try to get a little bit fancy this week as far as creating yards for your offense if you find the Chiefs stopping the run. What I mean is getting guys like Terrell Pryor and also Taiwan Jones in a certain package in the backfield at the same time. Now you have an option attack that you can run, as the Carolina Panthers did a couple of weeks ago against the New Orleans Saints. Pryor is a guy that has some speed and some size. Taiwan Jones has speed. So you get those guys in the backfield in certain packages to create a lot of mismatches. Now you look at the defensive side of the football. The Raiders have to make sure they get after Matt Castle. Now where you can frustrate Matt Castle is from interior pressure. One thing about Castle, he has a good feel for blindside pressure. It's the front side and interior pressure that causes the most issues for him. So if the Raiders can get interior pressure, that's A gap and B gap, that's from guard to guard, and on the front side where this tight end is lined up, that's front side pressure, the Raiders can have some success in disrupting the timing of what Matt Castle wants to do on offense. Now let's look at some X factors in this ball game. The X factor for the Kansas City Chiefs in this matchup has to be the wide receivers versus the cornerbacks of the Oakland Raiders. Even the safeties of the Oakland Raiders, they give up a lot of big plays. The safeties I have serious questions about. So the Chiefs wide receivers have to step up big this week. X factor for the Oakland Raiders has to be Kyle Bowler. He has to be efficient. He has to have at least a 14 of 23 day, 200 yards, just to keep that offense on pace, just enough to where teams can't load the box and stop the run. This is a tough game. This is a pick'em game. This is coming down to Oakland's strengths versus the weakness of the Kansas City Chiefs. I am going with Oakland on the strength that they're playing at home and they can run the football, and they're going to limit the opportunities the Chiefs have to throw the football to win this matchup. So I'm going with the Raiders at home. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.